Well, 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 welcome to the Architects of Fate streaming extravaganza. That's right, you've found the self-proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that lets you shake up our world. Now pay attention, because this is how it works. If you'd like to add some loops to this roller coaster ride of a show, you're gonna need fate chips. Now these magical loyalty points can be earned just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or just engaging with us in the chat. It's like free money, people. With your fate chips, you can use your powers as an architect to heal your favorite players, summon items that will make their adventure a lot easier, or a lot harder. You can even make players say or sing outrageously silly things. Think of those possibilities. But wait, there is more. You can also toss our unsuspecting heroes into random encounters that will leave them sweating, strategizing, and questioning their life choices. All it takes is a quick redeem command in the chat. You choose the item or action and the player you want to mess with, and we'll take it from there. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing spectacle of storytelling and mayhem. We've got adventure, we've got drama, and more surprises than a clown car at a kid's birthday party. So let's go!
All right, everyone, welcome to Architects of Fate. And I'm sorry I was so late on that. What I'm going to see if I can do is back. Great. There we go. Hey, whoever wants to take it, you know, the redeem is one-liner. We have finally fixed the goddamn audio. So if we all want to do that on three, 1, 2, 3.
We have finally fixed the goddamn audio.
And I want somebody to put in an echo chamber on their audio just to mess with everybody. If someone does that to me, I will laugh and then I will kill you. But I will still laugh. Okay. So let's just pretend we all know who we are, because we've yelled at each other. Yeah, he's just able to listen in. Venomous is just able to listen in at the moment. I'll work on like getting him a one-on-one and just setting him up so this works. So what we've got going is Trial by Starlight. You have 6 shuttles. The medical shuttle with Phineas and the 2 cargo shuttles. I'm going to just take them off the map right now. Okay, and what you have left are the 6 grocery getter style shuttlecraft. These are the ones that are a little boxy. They're boxy, but they're good. The other ones were larger and more for cargo. And as I recall, Bajor is in shuttle 1. Alera the first officer has just ordered everyone in to attack. Or to fend off go in against the Cardassians while they're going. Elora, Cameron, you weren't here, but Melkor is on shuttle 2 with Elora, and you've probably been assigned to the team that is set for, what's it called? You're part of the contact team for socio-political stuff. Because there's a political mission, an engineering mission, and a medical mission. And so the teams have all been broken up. All of them contain some degree of security, and all are not pure, because you're going to be doing some social stuff even if you're engineering. But that's just your primary focuses. All right, so she's ordered you guys in. And the long-range sensors, I don't know if anyone wants to bring up anything about the ship or the scans. But what I'm going to do is give you a quick lay of the land. And it is this. Because I realized how many shuttles you guys had. These are anyone who wants to do a sensor roll, and you'll find out the shuttles are absolutely useless at it. Boop. Each shuttle has a potential of 2 pilots, and right now we don't need to worry too much about it. If someone wants to say, "Hey, I'll be the co-pilot on whatever shuttle I'm on that doesn't have a main pilot," like Melkor, you could hang out with Alera. Yeah. Lemuel, you and Maverick are our team. There's 6 very, very nervous engineers in the back right now. Bajor, I think you're moving some of the security people as well. You're moving part of the security team. Elora has the contact team. The other 2 shuttles have the medical personnel, and they're going to be not appearing in this film. And there's going to be like Lieutenant Ensign. Nope, can't use my phrases because those are from 1980. This is called Ensign Expendable. And I'm going to do this. I don't care. And Lieutenant Buxom. Because we're going to go old. We're going to old school here.
Old school.
Lieutenant Beehive. We'll go Lieutenant Beehive. Just to get it better. So those are the pilots of the other 2 shuttles. Now, I think Nathaniel may or may not have been foot drug into this, but he's kind of the flight guy. So he has been training with all of these people. So they do have, you guys had planned your coordination and your landing and all this other stuff, but you also had been doing drills together because, hey, you're on the Cardassian border and everybody's kind of itching to just kick their butts. They're just kind of waiting for you to come across. All these shuttles are just like waiting for their moment to shine. So Alera has asked you to go in, and what I'm going to do is put your shuttles here, and you don't have to remember too closely where you parked, right? So one of the things you can do is you can do a move or a move and attack kind of thing. And the way this grid system works is each one of these is kind of a zone. Okay? So if you're within this is close. So you can think of these as zones of space. You guys are outside of the engagement, kind of outside of the tactical grid. And so I don't know if you guys have ever done any Star Trek combat. But
not ship combat.
Not ship combat. It's essentially the same as physical combat. You've got you have an abstract grid, and basically you say, well, I'm going to be in this space next to this other guy, and it only costs you momentum to move from like one of these to another. Moving from one segment to the next is essentially a move. Everything else inside of that is a maneuver, and then it becomes more narrative about how you're going to engage. Becomes I'm going to go for an advantage on him, or I'm going to do evasive, or I'm going to, attempt attack pattern Omega jam dodger or whatever. You can do those sorts of things within a grid. So also, you guys have the ability to create advantages and do other things as you approach. So you're about 2 minutes out from engaging these guys. And you do hear, well, actually, the worst part is after you got the distress signal, there was no further comms coming from the freighter. So all it gives you is that there's also some degraded sensors. And what I'm going to do is, do you guys want to create any advantage by having terrain by any chance? Like, do you want an asteroid field for better or worse? Something to hide behind or something to throw people into with tractor beams?
That would be useful. Yeah, that'd be useful.
Just remember, that can be used against us then, too.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying
it's
that
a two-edged sword.
it's not a
sure.
perfect solution, but hey. So you guys don't want to spend any momentum to build terrain, correct? Is what I'm hearing. You don't want to hand me back some terrain, huh? Modify the deflector dish. Instant solution as a weapon. Yeah, they got to go outside for that, and Starfleet doesn't have spacesuits. You weren't going to expect to go outside.
Do these things have transporters?
But those old
they
scientists,
do not have. They do
those
not have
old
transporters.
scientists invented the life support belt in the animated series.
Yeah, they do fail on an 18, 19, or 20. So there's these are the good old Type 6 shuttlecraft, just bog standard. They do not mount the additional. They have the option to mount a phaser, and that is not mounted because you're supposed to be on a humanitarian mission.
Do we know what kind of armaments the
Nathaniel, I don't see
Cardassians
that.
have?
Nathaniel, I don't see that anywhere in the specs I've got for them. They don't have transporters. I mean, I'm reading off the rules as read, and at this point they don't. I forget, when did they get transporters in TNG?
Just at the start of Wolf 359.
Okay.
Remember, Worf and Data used it to get.
Well, they used a shuttle pod with a specially equipped microtransporter specifically to do that maneuver.
Yeah,
that's why unless you guys equip them with transporters, they don't contain one.
Well, yeah, we'll spend a momentum and a threat to say that we did that.
Do you guys want to do that? Okay.
Well, I mean,
Sure.
it could have been part of the prep work. I would myself like to have taken time once I received orders saying we can't use phasers to modify the phaser arrays into something else. Like at least give.
Well, they don't come equipped with phasers generally, so you would have to equip the phaser and then do something to it.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, I'll need a difficulty level 3 presence and command. And then it's an engineering problem. Okay. Because you have to explain how you get this past the first officer.
This is having to do with the transporters. We needed to, in case we have to drop our supplies off in case of environmental problems on board shuttle problems. It's basically like
no, she'll be okay with the transporters. It's any form of weaponry is going to be a hard sell.
No, I want to convert the weapons into like a tractor beam system.
Actually, all the shuttles do have a tractor beam system already. So
I want to make it a little bit better.
Okay, you can put in, and that's no problem. Improved tractor beam, not a problem. What this will let you do is take on a ship one additional size class from yours. Right now, you guys are size 1, which is as small as it gets. But what it'll do is it'll give you an enhanced chance at grabbing another ship within medium range. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that you understood the emitters. Adding, you have to essentially bolt a cannon to the thing, and that will not go unnoticed.
So quick question.
Yeah.
Guardian. We're not allowed any weapons, even something as minor as to like you mentioned asteroids we're not even allowed something like that to help keep from running into an asteroid or having
how bad a pilot are you?
I'm a very good pilot, and I'm insulted that you would think anything else
is going to do.
But not everybody's as awesome as I am.
That's again, that's what the deflector dish is for. But yeah, the deflector dish is a thing. Don't worry about that. But you all have, like, by the way, you do have a full complement of phaser rifles ready to go. You know, you've got an armory on each shuttle contains, just in case, you know, weaponry. Yeah, the Type 3 phaser, which is bigger than the Type 2, which is why it's called the Type 3. But the shuttles are attempting to arm the shuttles is pretty much a no-go. There's some things that while you're out here, like I said, you do have probe launchers on these now. Instead, that's kind of fit into where the firing rack would be for the phaser. So you do have a kind of a magazine. All right. In theory, you should use the transporters to deploy them, but you know what? I think you should have a probe launcher.
So what Maverick's shield is going to do is we're gonna strap Lieutenant Baylor to the luggage rack with a phaser 3.
Well, Lieutenant Baylor's flying his own shuttle right now. I do like the idea of everybody hold your breath and then open the door.
Yeah, roll down the window.
Well, the glass is transparent. It's just light, right? But yeah, the shuttles all do have, by the way, the shuttles all do have shielding. They are all listed as rugged, which means they can take a couple of hits. They're not just TIE fighters, if that makes any sense to you guys. I know that's a foreign thing. Wait, what did you just do? Redeem object. As above. Redeem single dumb floton. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw the redeem, or I'm pretty sure that Desmond did. I don't know where or why that comes from, but I think I'll be able to redeem it. Where's our chat? In case you guys didn't see this. Oh, hey, all right. So we got the new person. Is he able to speak, or is he just listening in? Might just be listening in. Because I was looking at an entirely different thing. Where in the hell is chat? God. Okay.
Is there a way we could modify these probes so that they do something to kind of interfere with phaser fire? Or what kind of armaments do the Cardassians have? Phasers or disruptors or torpedoes or a combination?
You guys are picking up beam weapons. If anyone wants to throw any dice, because right now you've got no momentum. Right now you have no momentum, so it's probably a good idea to do sensors. This would probably be a level 1 sensor task if the camera wants to do it.
Yeah, I'll give it a whirl.
You can be assisted by what is laughingly called the shuttle. The shuttle has an assist of sensors 5 and engineering 1. Or sensors 5. Yeah, the shuttle can assist for a 6. Okay. Yeah, Nathaniel, you want to roll for the shuttle 6? Did it work? Did you get one? All right. That's 1 point in momentum. Yeah.
I actually rolled a 1 and a 3.
God damn it. Do you have anything specialty in censoring?
No, I just figured maybe if my science or my con, one of those, I don't know.
No,
what
I was thinking of focuses.
Oh, no.
No? All right.
That's 3, though.
That's 3 altogether?
I mean, one of my talents is
4.
Computer expertise.
Yeah, that lets you identify Tandy. I'm for the time being.
It's a trash.
Yeah, I'm letting you bank the 2 for the moment. You can detect weapons fire. I'm going to assume all of you are just talking on on Starfleet secured comms, but it's open channels. Yeah, you do pick them up. You pick up that there were traces of weapons fire, and there are no longer active weapons being fired, but the decay rate looks similar to like low-grade Cardassian disruptors. Like, they're not military grade.
So if we could modify these probes to make basically like some sort of interference with their targeting solution that could make it harder for them to hit us, and then we could maybe maneuver in and see if we can rescue anybody on that vessel.
Okay.
Electronics warfare. I like it.
Okay, so that's your,
if they had torpedoes, I'd do those wild weasels like in Starfleet battle that like you drop and then it causes all the torpedoes to follow.
Well, what I want to say is that takes care of our defense, and I don't know who wants to attempt the engineering to reconfigure the probes to be ECM. I don't know. Is there an engineer in the house?
Lemuel's an engineer.
Yeah, I'm take a shot at it. What's up, Nathaniel?
Well, I have 4 in engineering,
Jesus.
and
okay?
What's the attribute?
This would be engineering and either con or security.
That can't be the.
Oh, I apologize.
Con and security is
security. Yeah, pardon me. Let me get my sheet up here.
I'm thinking control or.
Come on. Yeah, because basically my PDF reader now has AI in it, so it takes like 15 times longer to boot up.
Oh God.
Yeah, thank you, thank you very much, Adobe. Yeah, so basically what I'm looking at is engineering, and then let's do control or reason.
So I have a 16 in that.
In control?
I have 16
altogether.
I have 16 total.
Okay, I was thinking 16 and wow. Yep, so what that'll do is let you reconfigure things, I think. Did you want the engineering character to actually assist?
Unless he's got it better than yeah.
I don't.
What the hell,
I can assist. I got a 14. He's got a 16.
Oh my God. All right, so why don't you both roll? You'll collaborate. Nathaniel, you've got to kind of get these shuttles into some kind of a formation, I think, and also work on any kind of offensive punch, because that's the probe. We got probes, we got tractor beams, we do have transporters, and a distinct lack of things to hurl at people. Which is annoying. I wanted asteroid flinging. I really wanted you guys to start whipping rocks at each other. That was my thought.
I have an idea with my tractor.
What's the range on our tractors?
Pretty good. Type 6 shuttle has. Yeah.
I mean, like in terms of our grid, like just one grid line away, or
the tractors only work within a grid, so you got to be right up on top of them. Phasers will work to adjacent grids or to 2 grid spaces. Who was saying yes?
All right, so you need me to roll for this. I'm going to use cautious con, spend a momentum for an extra dice and a reroll.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's momentum.
And I've got what would be a good focus? Would warp field dynamics, computer or astronavigation, quantum mechanics, any of that work for a focus?
I'd be willing to do like astronavigation, because you are interfering with, you're familiar with how sensors work. And I think you could talk me into that. That or the other one was I forget, you had another one that would also work.
Computer or warp field dynamics, maybe
the dynamics. But yeah, right. I like navigation. Does Lemuel, do you have anything, any focuses that might work with modifying a probe?
I have sensor calibration.
You mean exactly what we needed?
Exactly what you need,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, you get to roll an extra die. In that, your assist now is a whole extra die.
I got 3, by the way, and I'm going to re-roll my other dice to try to get some more. And I got a 1. So
I got a 7.
rolled a 1.
Okay.
So I've got 2, 4. I scored 5 successes on that for you.
5. All right. And then Lemuel, you rolled. You do get to roll 2 dice, so you got a 7. And what's the other one?
Oh, I didn't roll.
Yeah, I slipped that one in on you.
That is a 9.
Okay, so together you got 7 worth, and your reconfiguration. It's going to take. We're not going to do it as an extended task. You're just going to hit some biddly boop numbers, and nobody's sending Baby Yoda down into a Jeffrey's tube, which I think would be hilarious. So altogether, that it'll cost you about 3 to get that done, which leaves 4, and your whole thing that brings the group's total back up to 5, as I see it. Lieutenant Bajor, what have you got for? Oh, that's right, because you're Jeff. I forgot you're actually a shuttle person now. You're not. You weren't you.
Yeah, I'm playing.
Yeah, that's why
Maverick.
I was trying to figure out how does he get that number.
the shuttle pilot Ethanite.
Yes. Yeah, he's on his special chair. So what do you have in mind? And what the first officer is very happy about what she's hearing, by the way. So let's make a whole, Lieutenant Bajor.
Gladly, sir. I'm going to take 3 shuttles, and we're going to make a hole with tractor beams so that the attacking crew can maybe hopefully scatter the others.
Okay. About who do you want to take? I can tell you who's in which shuttle, or do you want to take the 2 expendable shuttles with you, or the player character shuttles?
No, I'll leave the expendables to help the bombing shuttles. But I'll just take 2 of the other shuttles that have at least pretty decent pilots.
Okay.
Because all we're going to do is just come in, grab, and just like yank from the tail.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna presume that you've entered. You're entering range. I think the captain's going to, or the commander is going to warn them off, and just say, Cardassian group, please stand down. You will stand down and leave the zone immediately. And let me see. Hey, chat, I need a name. Who's around? Who's still around? I need a name for the Cardassian who's in charge of this mess, who's about to really discover some really bad things. So I'll wait for the. Right now, I'd like Khan, actually. We're just going to use Khan.
Yeah. Gul Khan.
Well, Gul's a military title. These are clearly not military people.
So these are
clearly not military. No, they're not military. The most important thing to know. Ivek. What isn't he? He's actually a named character, right?
Yes, he is.
He's been having bad days ever since he ran into like the Enterprise. So it's just been like one bad thing after another.
Well, I think he got demoted, so we'll just have him be doing
him, the Cardassian.
Man, I got to give it to chat on that. Ivek. Well, I think it's gonna be Kim Ivek. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kim Ivek. Somebody's been humiliated or is drafting off the family name, or maybe they're not really who they say they are. So I'll go with that.
See, I was thinking Tim, Tim.
Oh, Tim.
Yeah, I think that would be a great name. Tim, the Cardassian.
Some may call them
Cardassian.
Tim.
I'm sorry, that was very Monty Python there. Sorry about that.
Someone could call me Tim, right? Is that where it's coming from?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll go with,
Colony
man, we're getting our universes melded up
Bizarre.
pretty bad. What an eccentric. All right, we'll have him give eccentric performances then. Let me see if I can dig him out. I'll see if I can dig out a resource for Cardassian with a neck trick, because I may have accidentally canned all the Cardassians from when our there we go. Oh God, yeah. Let's just pretend. I'm just gonna have this guy up here. It won't be Giltane because he's dead. Okay, so Tim is going to be doing a thing. He's going to be dressed in totally normal civilian clothes. Not a military person at all. They're not going to respond, even though I have the thing. Now that I've got a named character out there, they're still not going to respond. They're starting to turn to, but it looks like this vehicle C2 and CE are both, C2 is docked, which is a larger shuttle, and CE is hanging close. The CD one, CC, and C1, which is the ones with a little flying wedge, are more, they're heavier duty. And then CA and CB are coming along over here. Okay. So they have not yet engaged. You're still like 2 bands out. And, tractor beams and things can come into play at that point. So it is you guys' move, since you've prepped the probes. You haven't launched them yet. We won't launch until you have it. But the first officer is also saying, okay, you engage your countermeasures as you see fit. So she's essentially giving you a fire at will, or fire as it comes to bear kind of order. So you do have freedom of action in this. And if you need to, she can use the direct command if you want to take an extra turn, and then you can move with her. So she can actually say, hey, I want you, if you want to fire probes, just let me know and I'll have her do a direct on you. And so that way she gets to add extra dice to your attempts. But who wants to try something next? So you guys are starting to punch a hole. What do you think? Do you guys want to attempt your move first or your deployments first?
Move in first.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we want to close.
Okay.
Close the gap.
Any favorite methods here, Nathaniel? You got 3 against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these are looking like 1-person fighters, so they are not robusto shuttles. They have minimal shields. And Cameron, if you want to take an extra question or two, because you did do the scan. So if you've got questions, you get at least 2 additional questions off of your sensor scan.
Okay. So they have minimal shields. Do their shields look like they could be manipulated with some other probe mods to maybe force them to drop their shields? Like cause it, sort of like the way the Borg get through shielding?
No,
or like an inverse Borg where we change their.
I don't think you're going to be jamming up their harmonics at this point. They will, obviously, these are defensive, so they will prevent transport, and they'll stop that. For those of you worried about asteroids, these guys seem to be okay with getting popped by an asteroid. Maybe they could take 1 hit. Something like a ship's weapon would not work. But their shields are they're basic. They would probably go down with any significant damage. They probably wouldn't regenerate quickly. Also, On the C1, go ahead.
What if we tied a phaser rifle on overload to a probe? Would that take their shields down?
You'd have to get to the probe and the phaser rifle. The probes are on the outside.
Oh, they're not. They're not.
Yeah, they're in a little magazine. They're hanging on a little pod under the shuttle.
Okay.
Yeah, that was where the phaser bank went. Was that you just reconfigured the mount, so it's now a Federation probe launcher go burr. So
I don't know that a hand weapon would do anything against even the weakest of shielding that's designed to stop.
Oh, he was hoping for an overload.
Yeah, I mean, even in overload,
it wouldn't, because it's a different class of weapon, or a different class of target. Yeah, a shield would slow. It would take a shield. It would definitely cause the shield not a great day if there were three of them. But you also have to get a probe, which is not a really offensive weapon against a fighter.
Right.
It's a landmine, however.
But we could push it there with a repulsor beam.
Yes.
And then hold it right against their shields, and then boom.
Maybe not.
The science officers
say, "What if we did this?"
Military tricks.
Okay, I like the idea. If these shuttles didn't move at all, I think that would work super well.
Yeah. But what if one shuttle held them in a tractor beam while another one repulsed?
Oh, you can. Well, I mean, are you suggesting these to Lieutenant Bajor? Because Bajor, I think, is standing back and listening to these ideas.
I'm on an open
I'm
channel
spitballing.
As far as I know. I'm spitballing.
I like the idea. Like, there are no bad ideas.
When we're hanging out with all the sciencey types in the lower decks, this is what we call brainstorming.
Okay, Bajor, what do you want to attempt with your 3 shuttles? You still have 2 in reserve because you do have a kind of a gun situation here.
So basically, my plan is to kind of do like a dive bomb, tail grab, and just drag them straight down. The 3 of us come from above, shoot straight down towards their aft, grab their tails by the tractor beam, and just yank them.
Okay.
At full impulse.
Okay, so which shuttle are you tasking to which Cardassian ship?
Okay.
Because there are 5 of these little fuckers, so that's why I want to let you know. Or within your next move, the range will probably close, and they're coming in and they have weapons hot, so.
So in coordination with the probes being launched, I want to take out C4, C1. I think that's C0. Oh, what happened?
No, it's okay. I just had a thing pop up. Yep.
So basically the 3 on the lower screen.
The 3 on the lower screen. So you want to move your group down this way?
Yeah, we're gonna come up. Like I said, we're gonna come up from above, drop, grab them by the tail, and just yank them straight, and keep on going. So that should at least take away 3 potential targets to allow the probe crew to deal with that problem while we just give these guys a nice little ride. Hopefully they puke.
Okay. You'll just see if you can overload their inertial dampeners, and then their heads turn into chunky salsa inside the cockpit.
One thing I do want to do before that is I want to open up general communications, and I want to bluff them. If I have to roll for it, I will.
Well, you do have the first officer nearby if you want to make any suggestions to them. Or are you going to speak over your CO?
Well, this is totally separate from their communication.
Okay, so you're going to open a direct channel to one of the
Cardassians.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically, I'm going to use my profile, like just from my head up, and just say, "This is the Klingon Defense Force. We are beginning our attack run."
Okay, I'll see if that does pants crappingly good. Let's go with a presence and either security or command. I don't know if anyone else wants to open a comm and start speaking Klingon badly in the background as an assist.
Well, I know Klingon.
Oh, that's right, you do. So this is going to be part of the bluff.
Yeah, I will start yelling Klingon slurs and death to the enemy.
And I have linguistics. Would that help me kind of emulate?
I like the idea that you would. I'm just going to make you the comic relief at the moment. You'll be basically using high school Klingon, like when someone tries to use high school French to order something.
Yes.
I don't think
no slang whatsoever.
Yes.
In it.
What'd you get? 5?
No, I'd like to buy an extra.
Oh, okay. Yep. Hey, because you guys could give me threat too if you really needed extra shit.
Not a chance. Okay. Not gonna happen. Ew.
I will say Timivek can generate his own threat, so he's very happy.
So for this bluff, I got a 10, a 2, and a 4. So that's 3 successes.
Okay. How did
and I add 1 success to him for the assist.
Okay, so you got 4 altogether. You're a bunch of people in Starfleet Type 6 shuttlecraft with Federation transponders yelling about Cardassian stuff. But you got 4 successes, so it's like, yeah. I think that I'm gonna let me do a die roll.
The tech sharing program.
Well, there's officers training. I mean, there's that officer training program. They can't all be spies or Worf's secret brother. Right. Let me see. I'm gonna move this over here.
Yeah, Maverick screaming in Klingon. Let's try out this Federation technology and see if it's worthy of the Klingon brand.
You know, when I roll and I get a 20 on their morale, yeah, they're really one of these ships, the CD ship, actually is breaking formation and is going to attempt to nope out of there. So one of them actually does just literally break. And that
I think we go for the other 2.
The other 2 didn't seem to have a problem. They either they're willing to test their mettle against you, or they just don't believe you. It's up to you to decide based on their fighting prowess.
That's fine. I'm gonna do my plan. I'm just gonna dive, grab the 2, kick it into high impulse, and just drag them for a nice little merry-go-round. See which one pukes first.
You do. It's one tractor per shuttle per ship.
And we have 3.
You have 3 ships, or you have 3 shuttles, right? Yeah. Okay, so
maybe 2 of us can combine on the big one.
Okay, so SH, do you just want to take? You personally want to just take CC? Okay. Sure. SH. Whoops. Yeah. I really wish I could lock things in. Okay. This one's going to be a bit of a pain in the butt, is what I'm hearing. Who's Jim? You're with who?
I'm with Maverick.
You're with Maverick. Okay. I just have to make sure I got that. All right. What I'm looking at is this is going to be Footloose Bozo. So this is going to be daring and either security or engineering, and it is up to you if you're going to take advantage of your engineering knowledge or your knowledge of security and weapons and combat. But either way, it's going to involve balls out.
All right.
So, Jim, you're going to be manning. What I'd like you to do, hey, Melkor, you're on shuttle 2. So, what I'm going to have you do is do some rolls for the first officer.
Sure.
And she has like the daring, and she is about a 15 in what we're about to attempt.
Okay.
So, first off, let's do Lieutenant Bajor's attempt to. Essentially, do you guys want to do this in 2 phases, like the grab phase and then the judo throw phase? Yeah, probably we will. But I'd like. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, please.
Right. What I'm thinking of is, we could do a grab and then do the judo throw, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, you look like you smelled something bad.
Nope, I'm just thinking.
This is my thinking face.
That's my thinking face.
And you guys have not yet launched the probes, correct? This is just to get everybody scattered. This is to scatter the formation.
Yeah, and
this is to start off, like, get rid of one of the heavy hitters plus a couple of the fighters.
Okay.
Because in my head, I see the probes going like somewhere between C8 to C4, and maybe the other big one to maybe pop the hornet's nest and make them scattered.
All right. So you go ahead and grab. So this is just basically they're both going to be daring and security or daring and engineering. So you just need 2 successes to grab, and then 2 successes to kind of whip them over.
Can I assist in my piloting and giving him a better option?
Well, you're going to be fighting your own. You're going to be fighting your own battle, if that makes sense. There are 2.
Yep.
I mean, well, you were tasked to take on the larger ship, unless you want to break orders. Oh
nope, I'm following
orders.
orders.
I just want to double check that. If he gets in the shit, yeah, I could see you trying something new. You got 3 successes on the grapple, good, and now he's going to. They're not going to do that yet. All right, so that's 3. You guys have a spare 1.
First officer got 2 successes.
She got 2 successes. Okay, so she did a grapple.
Yes.
How did you guys in Shuttle 3 do? How Melkor? How did you? Or not Melkor? Who's my pilot? Maverick. Why can't I remember Maverick's name? Maverick. Okay, Maverick. Did you manage 2 successes as well?
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
You go ahead. And,
what am I rolling?
Yeah. Apparently, Cameron just pushed us into a whole new thing. So we'll have you.
That was the grapple.
That's the grapple. I was gonna try and take Nathaniel's turn all at once, but fuck that. We're gonna do it's a daring and either security or engineering, and I already know your engineering is phenomenal.
Yeah, so daring engineering for me is 15. And this is a full roll for me with 2 dice.
Roll. 2 or more dice if you want it, and it will require 2 successes to get it to work.
Okay, I think I've got a skill here talent that may. Okay. I have attack run. That a success in the attack pattern test. That's a text against. No, that's not it. How about flyby?
I'm good with either one because really you are making an attack run or you are making a flyby.
Yeah.
I'll tend to not worry too much about the rule as written because you're fundamentally doing exactly this. Yeah, you're doing a flyby or an attack.
Basically, flyby is it has to do with the difficulty of the task. So, what's the difficulty of the task?
It used to be a 2, but I'm willing to bet it's a 1 now, isn't it?
It says basically whenever you use the swift task momentum spin, you do not increase the difficulty of the second task. So, however you want to play that out in your...
Well, the cool part is keep that in your back pocket because it means you can move twice. So what I would do is quietly... if you need to move twice in any time in combat, you won't necessarily need to do it now. but later. Keep that in.
Okay. Maybe that one.
Use that one too.
Okay.
Because that's pretty awesome. Because generally we aren't taking advantage of doubling up our attacks or turns. But
Gotcha.
I do attack pattern, and you're just augering that on in there, and I would say that lowers your difficulty by 1. That's fine. And
okay. And combat tactics for focus.
Oh God, yes.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
You only needed 1. This is going to be ugly.
Oh, I got a 4, which I think gives me 2 with the focus.
Yeah.
And then I've got a 10 and a 19. So total of 3.
Okay.
3 successes.
So you only needed 1 because you dropped it down because of the combat thing. So you have 2 spare. And I'm just gonna bank those right now because I'm imagining that you can use extra dice for the grapple or for the sling. One of the other things, by the way, you did so well. Actually, oh man, this isn't quite threat. You know what? You fucked up. Your tractor beam grabbed something and it came off the ship. When your tractor beam,
You're going to spend some threat.
Well, I should, but it's not the way it needs to be spent. Melkor, you've got a sensor reading. Something went wrong with the tractor beam as he grappled. He attempted to grab, and you might need to give me an engineering and insight roll to see what went wrong with the tractor beam.
Engineering is not good.
Oh no, not Melkor. I'm sorry, it's Lemuel. Pardon me, Lemuel. Pardon me. Because I'm looking at you. I'm looking right at you, Jim, and I don't want to say Jim, but you're just gonna have to live with me on that. And in theory, fine. I should spend threat, but you'll find out why I'm not spending it in a hot second.
All right. You said engineering and insight.
Engineering and insight.
All right. Bust out the light to see what the hell rolled out of that thing.
Are you reading the menu at Denny's, sir?
Yes, exactly. I got an 8 and a 2.
Holy crap.
So that will be 2 successes.
Okay.
And do I have any focuses?
What?
No, not on this.
Okay. You only needed 1 because there is something that tractor beam when it grabbed the ship, something came off of the ship. It's like, you know how ships aren't supposed to fall apart when you yank on them with a tractor beam? Something came off of the ship. And it is a very black cylindrical something. And you're, basically, from your, because you looked at it, you did a sensor roll, what the fuck came off the ship. It looks like an old class 5 photon torpedo was ripped. You ripped a photon torpedo off the ship. And now it is in your tractor beam.
Oh, you want to repulse this baby at somebody now?
Maybe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now move around because this other ship still is held fast by Shuttle 2. So Shuttle 2 still got a hold of this thing. But you guys got a little extra bit on it. Well, we'll find out. Do you want it to be? I feel that Lemuel, you're gonna learn some things about weapons maintenance in about a hot second. Do you have what do you have for security?
I've got a 3 for security.
And your engineering is a 4 or 5, right?
4, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you should be. Your next set of rolls is going to be involving arming the torpedo.
Nice.
Getting it ready to go. You could just beat on him with it like it's a rock. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip back around. The shuttles are now that they've been caught, they're not going to try and take this lying down. So I'm going to do some die rolls for them.
How big is the ship that we're on compared to us?
Compared to you? This is a shuttle, so you can imagine it as a kind of a short bus.
Okay, and the one we've just yanked the photon torpedo off of, how big is it?
He'd be like the size of a Kia.
Oh, so he's as small as us. Then.
Yeah, you guys are all kind of the same, size class for, getting you on the scale of the Enterprise. But this is like an X-wing fighter compared to, not necessarily a runabout, but something like that. Something a lot bigger. So you're about 2 or 3 times bigger because you carry more. He's just an engine, a hull, and some guns. So he does not have a potty. He goes poopy in his diaper.
But he does have shields.
He does have basic shields.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is the Cardassians are going to use these first 6 die as an attempt to do things. Okay. Oh, that's not bad.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is their attempt. This is their attempt to get the hell out of the way. Because they've now been grabbed, and they really don't.
If they were shooting at us, that'd be bad.
Well, yeah, they're thinking about it. Right now, that was just their attempt to break away. So they're gonna try and break away, and we can do a bidding war if you guys want to. Because I think you guys had extra momentum. You each exceeded momentum by 2 on all your grabs, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this guy just made his base roll. This person made his base roll, and this person made his base roll. So they put up resistance, but nobody did exceptionally well enough to break the tractor lock. So you can still go. They attempted to resist. They did basic success, but no critical successes in terms of like more than 2 momentum. So they're kind of still stuck and held fast. Actually, no, there wasn't even a second shuttle, was there? Sorry about that. These last 2 don't count. This is him noping out of here. The noping out guy got 2 because he was just scared. So what you've got is... Yeah, you guys have a torpedo. I'll give you a little happy torpedo. We'll just pretend that's a torpedo. And he fills with a beautiful gradient of death. Hey, did we just get a raid? Nobody told me?
Yeah, we just got raided.
Hey, guys, how you doing? Welcome to Architects of Fate. First-time raiders, long-time players. Fresh off the raid presses. So Chaotic Games, how are you doing? I'd love to tell you how raids work, but you know what? I'm not going to take a chance on that. We're playing Star Trek Adventures, and we're in the middle of a nice little space battle, and we've just ripped a photon torpedo off of an enemy ship. There we go. Oh, cool. And thanks for the follows, guys. So if anyone wants to, and so Cameron's taking, or Nat's doing this. We're doing great. We just finished Extra Life Tabletop Appreciation Weekend last night. Our friends will greatly. All right. Hey, congratulations. So what do you guys like about Star Trek? I'm just like looking over at this like they're going to respond out of the ether. I'm just glad they're not here when I had all the trouble with it. So we're going to, So we're going to continue on. We have an armed photon torpedo in play. Lieutenant Bajor has just grabbed this Cardassian shuttle CC and is about to do something horrible with it. So what do you want to do? Oh yeah, that would be you, Lieutenant Bajor.
Since we have one of the heavy shuttle in tractor.
Well, they've got the heavy shuttle. Yeah, sorry, yes, SH2 has the heavy shuttle.
So whatever ship I got, I'm just gonna gun it with the impulse drive and just send this thing in a nice little spiral.
Okay. Go ahead and throw your. This is just an attack roll, so it's going to be daring and security.
Not my best, but I'll take it. You know what? Just for the sake of it, I'm gonna buy it again. I'm gonna buy an extra dice.
You guys are definitely overpowered in terms of your momentum. So yeah, that would be fine.
I mean, I think I have a value that
What is it? What's your value?
applies. Wild blue yonder.
I believe that would I know that that's not necessarily what it's for, but oh please do. What that will you don't want to burn it, but that automatically counts. We'll use that as if it were a focus. So it increases your crit range.
So a 2, a 9, and a 12.
Okay.
My daring and security would be 13, so that's 1, 2, and if I'm using that focus, that makes my thing a 2, so that's a crit, so that's 4.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him like actively attempt to not die. So give me a second here. He's only going to use 2 dice. And this is a point at which we can just name, we can just call them CC for right now. We're only going to read the first 2 dice here. 12 and an 8. I think Cardassian pilots, you got 4 successes. They got 2. You grabbed and you yeeted him. Is there any specific, so you just want to like cause him to just have a collapse of his, kind of just knock out his controls for a while and disorient the pilot? You may have to yell again.
Yeah, he's going to be so disoriented while his ship just goes.
Could you roll 4d6? Well, actually, let's roll 5d6, please. And then this is for damage, quote, damage on the character. Get the d6s out.
Okay, so 5?
Yeah, go 5 of them, and then just, read me either the numbers or the damage since you know it. And the 5 and 6 explode, so.
So I got 1, 2 star, and 3 Starfleet Lolos.
Okay, the 3 Starfleet Lolos are they're 1 point of damage each, and they're a reroll. Because that's how I'm going to do this. I don't care what the rules say.
4 dice don't count, and I lost that dice. Oh, there it is.
So you're up to 4 at least.
5.
Okay, 5 altogether? Yeah. All right. Well, that's 5 points, which is enough for a wound, essentially. Yeah, so he is definitely impacted by this. And what I'm going to do is put him on I'm going to put a marker on him. Come on. Where's my frickin'... Yeah, forgive me, guys. I just normally it's like an exercise in stupid. All right, here we go. And he is going to get filled up with good yellowness. So he is. We're marking CC as incapacitated / stunned at this point. So at this point, and so now, let's see what Maverick does. Or no, that's not Maverick. Maverick's not doing that. Melkor, what's first officer do? She's got her 14 in this.
This C1 is a slightly larger vessel than CC. It's almost more like our size.
Yeah, it's a heavier shuttle.
So it's probably not going to be as easy to fork that thing like that.
No, you don't have to tell.
But I'm going to suggest to the first officer, but it's her calling, because I don't know if she wants to use potentially lethal force, but I was going to use the repulsors to push C1 into the path of CC while it's spinning out of control and get them to hit each other.
Okay, I'm going to see what we can do. Oh, man, you guys are mean.
But I don't know. I mean, that's suggesting lethal force, and she may
They got
countermand
shields. She's not too thrilled about them anyway. She's
yeah. So we just push it off towards CC as it spins.
Okay. Well, you can put some English on it. So what you can do is you can roll. Now, this is going to be dice against dice. So I'm only rolling 2 dice. But you guys can decide if you want to roll more dice.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind spending a momentum and getting a 3rd die.
Okay. Keep me honest on my momentum for you guys, because I know you've come up with a bit of momentum. So I'm going to roll.
And this will be the actual commander. I'm using the commander's steering.
Yeah, you'll use her 14.
Not.
Yeah. He only got 1 success, so pretty much just don't pooch it.
Oh, I did well. A 2, a 3, and an 8.
All right. Yeah, that's 3 points of momentum. You have the one that you needed to overcome his momentum. That saves you 2. And that's just you overcoming him to control him. And because you want to do a trick, a stunt, I'm going to charge you 2 points of momentum on that, because
that's fine.
It's changing the conditions of the test. That's just the standard. So you do wing him over, and then it's a question of, hey team, evens or odds?
Odds.
Okay. First die, if it's odds, it's what you wanted. And if it's evens, well, it's not. Okay, the best 19 you've ever seen. He does collide. He does collide with the other ship. And what I'm going to do is we can go by G.I. Joe rules at this point, where they just collide and are disabled.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want them to die since we're Federation guys. Hopefully, it just like knocks their warp nacelles off and they're disabled for
We've
hours.
also got a bigger problem because
hours may seem like days.
And also they've already ripped a photon torpedo off of him. So I think that playing nice with him, that there's no stun on a photon torpedo. So they were pretty much doing a thing. All right, so we move over. We move over to Shuttle 3. So what does Maverick want to do? He's got a torpedo.
Got a torpedo. So those two have taken care of each other. That guy's run away.
CD is making his way out.
All right.
And what?
CA and CB.
Well, Maverick, what are you doing with your shuttle? Well, actually, you two are on the same ship. So Lemuel and Maverick, what's your play?
Well, I want to arm this torpedo and throw it at somebody.
Nice.
What are you thinking, Maverick? Well, who do you guys have any opinions? Do you want to ask the first officer where the torpedo could go? Or?
Yeah, where should the torpedo go? Because I'd like to knock one of these guys. They're docked to that cargo carrier, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to hit them.
The other two, however,
the other two.
Maybe if you detonate it near them, they'll get scared and back off. I don't know.
That is a possibility. There is, you could still keep in mind, you could use the bluff.
Yeah, I want to arm it, though. It needs to be armed.
I could pilot and basically we could drag it, and I could basically towing a chain behind us and just tow it into one of these other ships if you want me to.
Yeah. Do you have a spot where you want to do that? That would be my only. That would be my only thing of where would you want to go?
Like on pull it into one of the nacelles, something like that, one of the ships.
Okay.
disable the motors or the engines.
Yep. Do you have a favorite target? No, CD is.
Well, I'm just making a suggestion that I'm waiting for orders on that. I'm just saying, hey, we can drag this thing into something if you want.
Okay,
I'm throwing it out.
The first
there.
officer is saying, okay, we got those two. She's gonna order.
If we drag it into maybe CB and CB can hit CA.
Yeah,
perhaps.
she's actually going to suggest that you guys, remaining, Maverick and Lieutenant Bajor, why don't you get rid of the rest of these, move the rest of these people out of our way while she's gonna head straight for the freighter, for the two docked ships, because she perceives they don't present a threat to her, but is going to ask you guys to engage the remaining two Cardassian fighters.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we should go for B and see if we can knock out B and maybe do some damage to A with a collision.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do, Guardian, is whip the shuttle around with this photon being tugged along behind us, slam the photon torpedo into the nacelles of CB, as in Bravo, and then as I'm crossing over A, I want to vent plasma right across his basically his cockpit area there to see if we can disrupt him and cause him some problems.
Okay, but you don't want to use the torpedo at all, right? I mean, you just want to have the torpedo behind you, or?
I thought that was the point. Yeah, drag that torpedo into the nacelle of C Charles B. Boy.
Okay. Yep.
To disable it, and then vent plasma onto
onto
CA
okay.
to disable it.
Also, keep in mind, Bajor is also moving to engage as well. So you can, you might be able to share that as a, you might be able to share the glory because he's closer.
Oh, whoa! What do you mean share the glory?
Well,
now hold up now.
Oh God, I forgot about this.
On top of that, I got little man syndrome.
Bajor, what are you going to do with your co-pilot? What banter do you guys want to start throwing at each other?
We don't say anything because we have a job to do. We have to get this thing done.
Okay. Are you making any you're just moving at best speed to A or B? Okay. It will be a couple of moves before you do that. What I'm going to do is grab him, move him up out of the way, them out of the way. Shuttle 2 is moving in there. Okay. So you guys are moving on something, and what you hear next is an audio recording, or not audio recording. Sorry. You hear an audio comms, and it sounds like it's coming from the freighter, and it says, Klingon Defense Force. And there's a lot of sarcasm in that Klingon thing. You can almost hear his fucking air quotes on this. He was one of those that didn't fall for that. I have the crew of this pathetic, disgusting, and highly illegal weapon smuggling ship in my control, and if you do not disengage immediately, the consequences will be unfortunate for them. So, yeah. So he's threatening hostages. Whether he has them or not, who knows?
You basically won't shoot the hostages because they're your only bargaining chip against us. In Klingon society, they're just shells. I had no problem blowing you to bits.
Okay. Let's see how it was.
Gosh, Cast your fate.
What was it? What did you say? I lost your last little bit.
I basically just said, cast your fate. And let Kalis see on the other side.
Well, he didn't do so well with that roll. So open his detect bluff is like, well, damn it. Yeah, he failed both of those. So his mouth is dry. To get a sense of that across, he says, "No, I mean it. I really mean it." And you guys can actually scan internally on these ships. I mean, if you want to, if any team wants to do that. I think Bajor is just heading on a grim mission of death. So,
we'll do a scan.
Okay. You guys double team that, and that is CONN Con and probably reason or insight. I just got told I was supposed to be cat sitting. Okay, yeah. Apparently that stuff happens, and also not to worry about cat poop on the floor. So I guess this is an easy job. The bar has been set low for my skill.
I got one success.
One success? Okay. Jim, what do you got? What do you have for con and insight?
Con and insight is going to be 13.
Okay, let's roll some.
So I got a 12 and an 8. Two
successes. Okay. You see the internals of the ship, and you see a bunch of Cardassian life signs, and they are all heading for the shuttle bays. The remaining crew is holed up on what would be the bridge and main engineering, which is like 5 people altogether. So you do not get the sense that no hostages are being drug along. If that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
These guys are heading for the exits. All right. With that, we're going to re-engage now. Shuttle 3, Maverick, are you pushing your engines at all to try and overtake Bajor, the flight leader Bajor, or are you just going to see what you can do?
You mean to see if I get there first?
I didn't know if you were going to be kind of a dick about it.
Oh. Ooh.
I got a nice torpedo. Well, it'd be a shame to waste it.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to have to... I'll probably have to push that a little bit, yeah.
Okay, you want to just arrive kind of side by side with him?
A nose hair in front. Maverick's gonna have
it's pushing it.
And as he's getting close, he takes his aviator glasses and flips them down.
Okay.
Off the top of his head.
You do have a bunch of engineers in the ship with you. They're just panicked at this moment. What I'm gonna do is, Bajor, did you want to? Oh God. Did you want to push ahead, or did you just want to let him catch up with you and then make your attack?
Waiting is not a Klingon.
Not a trait. Do you want to push yours to get there slightly ahead of him? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for a dumb dice against dice, since it's like goofy player versus player.
Well, let me just say, I'm willing to burn a value on this.
What?
The value I would like to burn is I'm a leaf on the wind.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm gonna be a bit of a dink. I'm a leaf on the wind usually ends with something horrible. Your crit range for a crit failure on this next maneuver is 18, 19, and 20. and it will involve the torpedo.
Okay.
So,
Oh God.
so this is how this is going.
Hey, you told me to make the guy.
Oh
over
no,
the top.
I
What can say?
had no doubts. I love these characters, and you're doing it because hey, there's only one other player character on the ship with me. It'll be fine. So whatever's left of the engineering crew.
So I should have an automatic 2 successes.
Yes, you do.
There
Yeah, you automatically have 1 critical success without dice.
And I'm gonna give
no,
spend
burning
a
a
momentum for
burning
caution.
no, just using it generates momentum, as I understand it. Let me see.
Burning a value gives me 2 automatic success. It buys 1 dice with an automatic.
Yeah, it buys
1.
an automatic critical success.
No,
yeah.
But if he's wanting to increase the complication range,
no. I'm just declaring that because he's being a dick back to me. But you're right. You're right. I should do that because I've got a lot of threat. Oh, I thought you were talking about the momentum part.
No, I'd like to spend 2 momentum though to buy Cautious Con to get me a 3rd dice to roll with a reroll.
This is why I don't believe I should spend threat. But anyway,
I'm not.
Did you want?
If you don't want to spend threat, it doesn't bother me.
1, right? 4, right? Because
no, I got to spend 2 to buy my 2nd dice because the value is already buying 1, so that cost still goes up.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
God damn it!
Yeah.
I knew I hated this game for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so that puts you down to 3.
Because essentially, I'm rolling 4 dice, and so to pay for that 4th dice, you got to pay 2 momentum. Yeah.
See, I would just my personal house rule is you just burned a value to spend 2 momentum to buy 1 more die. Mathematically, I'm having trouble with what just happened, and I'm saying in your favor, I'm having trouble with what happened.
All right, so I rolled a 2, a 6. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I got an 18. But I did buy Cautious Con, so I can roll that 18 again.
Make it a 19. Make it a 19.
It's a 10. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Good God.
Nice.
Oh, that's right, because you pulled the momentum out of this pool instead.
Yeah.
All right, so you have 6 successes. So Nathaniel, if you want to do this, it doesn't cost you diddly squat, but I would love it if you both ran the entire party pool out of things. You want to just buy all the dice. Nope. All right. So it is Daring and Con. Three. All right. So 3 versus 6. Obviously nothing. I have no idea what to do with the unspent momentum. But I'm going to say that
it should go back in the pool.
I'm going to say that 3, you needed your 3 to 3 kill each other. So you got 3 spare. So that tops you off to 6 would be my thought. If that makes sense to everybody, because this is like going way off the frickin' rules. But we're doing okay. Let me see. So you guys can both engage the remaining 2. Well, actually, no. SH3 gets there first. So you're dragging mines in a Galaxy Quest sort of way?
Yes.
But do you want to just grapple with a tractor beam of A? So basically, you were going to grab B, throw him at A, and then wipe out A's. Wipe out A with an exhaust vent, right? Okay. Yep. So this is that perfect time for the flyby, which is the swift task. You're just looking at you're looking down, so I didn't know what you were coming up with. Okay.
I'm right. Yeah, I'm writing down a note here that I spent a determination.
Yes. Well, yeah, because I think all you have to do is just invoke it. I don't think you have to I don't think you have to ruin it, right?
No, it's just, yeah.
Oh, that's right. This is you invoked it to spend your determination point.
Yeah.
I got to get the numbers right because yeah. All right. So you just roll 2 dice to try and grab CB in your tractor beam. So that is going to be pretty straightforward.
But I managed to not. Let's see. I'm doing daring, engineer or daring con.
Daring in con or daring in security.
I only have 1 success.
Ugh. Well, you tried to grab him and he just slipped away. So that little blue flame just sort of went off into the zone. You slid off of him. You're still flying by because I'm presuming that you weren't. There's not a contingency for what if I miss.
Nope, that means that I'm going to have Baylor save the day. And
okay.
I'll never live that down.
Do you want to take the swift task to vent, or do you just now want to hold on that and let Bajor do their job?
Well, I took it as that I had to spend it to just do that roll there. So
well, no, the swift task was no, this was just you guys outbidding each other to get to the target was a turn. This was the swift task would have been venting after you'd grabbed. Yeah, I just didn't give the other. I
won't spend. Yeah, I won't spend.
Okay,
it.
Bajor.
I'll just hand.
Okay, Bajor. Well, that didn't look. It was flashy, but he came in too hot.
Listen, I looked good while I was doing that, no doubt.
You get a text transmission that just says "rookie."
Oh! Can't even do it over comms. Has to do it by text. Oh! Takes it right to the heart.
So what's the roll?
Also, one other thing for Bajor, if he wants to use them. At any point, let me see, because you could also do swift task. Because I'm willing, I'm excited if you want to do swift task. I don't care, and I'm purposely not going to give the bad guys any chance because I just want them dead. Let me see. Where's my thingy? Yep, you're grabbing daring and either because it's engineering or security and daring.
You apes, you want to live forever. You're totally. We've thrown out so many different franchises tonight.
Two is a success. You successfully grappled the ship. He's gonna pathetically try and stop you. Oh crap! He actually made a go of it, but didn't crit. So, he's attempting a maneuver, but is still caught fast in the tractor beam. And this is CB that is grappled at the moment. And then you can wing him or whatever you want to do.
With a nice bit of style, and just for my rookie's point of view, I'm gonna do a nice little hook up and just fling him again.
Oh, like
kind of like skipping
killer whale, a seal and a killer whale.
Yeah,
yeah. That's what's gonna happen there. Okay.
I fly right by him, and out to the party, you can just see.
Just throwing well, I almost want to think that, like, even though there's no wind inside of the shuttle, your hair is being blown back as you do it. Okay, you do grab the CB. To do that maneuver, it's going to be another daring and either security or engineering. This is the fling, the pick it, flick it.
I'll take an extra die,
Okay.
please. I'm going to put the point on this little...
Yeah, so it'll be at least 2. More the better.
So that's a 1, 1, and a 13.
Okay,
so
that's 5 successes, right?
That's
correct.
Yeah.
Okay, that's more than enough to send him whatever. If you want to, I mean, to do all the spinny things, I'd like to grab. There's the 2 to do the base maneuver, and then the 2 more just to kind of mess him up hard, leaving you with 1 banked. What I also need is 5d6 to see what his 6. Actually, it's 6d6 because you did a well. 6d6 for potential damage to the target.
Okay, so that's 2 1s, a 2, and a 5, and a 5.
Okay, that's an effect and a reroll. It's 1 point plus the effect is a reroll.
So Guardian, is he? Did you say he's doing B? He should be attacking A, right?
No, he's attacking. Well, he's attacking B because that was the closest one to him.
But that one took a torpedo. I mean, I succeeded at running the torpedo into the nacelles of that
What?
one.
When did that happen?
It was the plasma dump that I failed.
Oh no, I interpreted it as you attempted a tractor grab. So I totally screwed up your entire deal, bro. Sorry. You failed the second attack because I thought you were attacking B. Failed that with a 1. Am I missing that?
No,
No,
that
we're
should have been.
tossing the torpedo at B.
Yeah, I drugged the torpedo into B,
Okay.
which was the 6 successes, I thought. And then you said I needed to make another attack on A, which I didn't succeed.
The 6 successes was you just outracing to beat Bajor to the target. But that's okay.
Well, then I only made 1 attack.
Yeah, you made
I only made 1 attack.
Yeah, you made 1 attack, and that attack didn't go well. What I'm going to do then is then in that case, he grabs, because I don't know if the torpedo detonated, and that was something I didn't know. So you threw a torpedo that was armed into a Cardassian ship.
And not really threw it. I drug it into him like dragging mines. You even said that. You said dragging mines. Like
yeah.
I mean, that's why I thought
I apologize. Okay. Yep. Sorry. What we're going to do is, well, a torpedo is going to destroy that ship. So, and you said that was the one you rolled all the successes for, and then you messed up on the secondary A. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Now, the torpedo does go off because...
Oh, it does go off.
I mean, did you want it to go off, or did you just want to, like, use it as a rock?
No, we wanted it to do its thing.
Okay.
I was okay. Yeah, we wanted it to do its thing.
I wanted to do its thing. Okay, in a meta way, having a torpedo go off anywhere near you is not a good deal, right? Remember the old days when they said the torpedo at this range will kill us all? We're going to avoid that because it's not like a ship torpedo. It's like a decent sized, like it's a lower sized torpedo. It's not like something.
Yeah, I thought you said it was an older one too,
and like, it's gelignite. Yep. So I get you. I'm sorry I didn't catch that. The torpedo will. I mean, you hit, so it will detonate, and it will take B out. You screwed up trying to grab CA.
Then I couldn't plasma dump on him, so that's Baylor's at A.
I had you as a more of a catastrophic failure than you did. Okay. Either way, Bajor is grabbed this guy and yeeted him up. You've inflicted how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got you with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have 5 or 6 points of damage? Oh, 2, so it's 7? Yep, okay. All right, so that puts this guy out of action. However, it does, you do get to create an international incident with a death, so that's a plus.
There was a Cardassian torpedo at a Cardassian ship. Nothing to do with us.
Yeah, they shot that torpedo at me. I was out running it. It's just unfortunate that hit their ship instead of mine.
Right?
So then I actually open communication to my wingman and say, "Come on, you ape. You want to live forever?" Close channel. And just start heading to the next.
Well, I like the idea that, yeah, you both rally to go and assist the commander, right? To get these other 2 jokers that are trying to escape, right? Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it as I'll close from there, if that's all right with everybody. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for an explodey episode of The GM Doesn't Know What the Players Are Doing. Yet again. But we do have other things where GMs do know what they're doing, and someone else runs tech, so that's a less of a problem for everyone else. And so what I want you guys to do is join us for Conan Adventures in an Age of Dreamed Of on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We don't have a title for it, but you know what? That's what Discord is for. You should go and join up in the chat, and I'm going to put up a Discord thing here. So go and join Discord, and you can keep up to date on all of our stuff. On Wednesday at 8 p.m. is Dungeons of Dragonheim, Episode 2. Last time we were introduced to a new group of adventurers and followed them on the road to Dragonheim, which is not a musical number, I found out. But next time, will they make it to the boomtown outside of the city wall? And will the group find what they're looking for? Or will something more sinister find them? Please find out next on Wednesday for Dungeons of Dragonheim Episode 2, The Diamond in the Rough. Okay.
Diamond in the
Rough and Diamonds. And then Thursday on the 18th at 8:30 p.m., Bad Horses Evil League of Evil. We tried to have a mass casualty incident at a Burger King, and sadly the GM prevailed, and no, there was no mass casualty incident. The bad guys are not giving up, however, in their attempt to defeat Small Horse so they can gain Bad Horse's favor. Again, check out the Discord for details as they come. And then Friday, the 19th at 7 p.m., what kind of Star Trek story would you come up with about an alien civilization that has nearly destroyed itself? Would you have annoying kids save the day, or would you just administer neuroelectric shocks to them until they became less annoying? Why don't you come and share your story ideas with Simon T. Cat and Rufus T. Robot this Friday on Cookie Trek, where we all write that Star Trek story titled, "And the Children Shall Lead Them to Disaster." And then finally on, I got a Sunday thing, which is bad because it was erased. Friday at 9 p.m., the Tomb of Annihilation continues with me trying to find the stupid line here. Where am I at? Sorry about that. There's my announcements. On Sunday, Tomb of Annihilation. The last time, you'll never guess it, the party got a new member. Scrod has befriended a flame skull, and the cure turned her into a real live girl. The fearsome foe, made of dried fruit, swapped brains with Aladdin, and Kenneth wrapped him up with a magic rope. And Jaeger took a bite out of crime, i.e. the raisin golem. Next time, join and see how this chaos and fight devolve as we delve deeper into chaos in Tomb of Annihilation. And then back around Monday, we have Star Trek Back in Business. The 229th rule, Latinum lasts longer than lust. The crew have landed and seem to have been expected, but also not expected. I think that this is what we're doing. And the B&B hosts want some very different things. And they serve a really delightful meal to the characters who are starting to suspect that something is really odd happening on a world that supposedly is under a plague. What's up? You just pass out?
So,
What?
No, my Twitch cameras.
Yeah, your cameras have gone insane.
Yeah.
well,
So I was trying to get myself back in frame.
Yeah. Oh, I think you need to move over. Either way, I am totally fed up with any and all forms of technology, and I'm going to start holding this via owl. I think is my next thing. I'm going to start heading this with owls. But I am going to look for a cool raid for somebody who is probably not lost. Let me see. I've got Captain. Let's see. Nobody's playing Star Trek. Okay, Ren and Psi based games. We're just gonna hop on in there. Let me see. They're gonna be ready to raid in about a minute. So guys, thanks again. What do you hope is going to happen next, other than the fact that we really want you to maybe have an actual, actual cameras that work? That would be my first thought, because we wiped out everybody.
Yeah, everybody's. Hope you like my.
We got your shiny dome in your eyeball, which is just great at this point. Yeah, that's Mortis. There's Cam. There's Jim. I'm just going to turn it off so we can say hi to Bajor. Hey, guys. What I'm going to do is launch you to the raid. Please enjoy yourselves. Please raid. Please wave and say hi to them. And thanks again for putting up with our foolishness tonight. And hopefully that will take care of that. And I'm going to stop streaming because it's enough of a disaster.